This entrepreneur is helping himself to £90,000 a month selling pictures. How's he doing it? Where's he getting his customers from? He's only been going 24 months. He's got some challenges. He wants to buy some property. It's all coming up in the big show. Hello, campus. Welcome back to Business Broadcast. James,
hello there.
You okay? How you feeling?
Very well. Say what you just said to me while the intro music was playing.
How very lucky we are to have such a wide range of businesses come on the show.
So we batch record these, and today we've already covered hotels, opticians. We're now going to do on-demand print.
So we've done opticians,
hotel tech,
and now Anato, which this is
so cool.
He's got such a. You got to go and check out his website, guys. It's animato.uk.
I just want to put all of these all around my house.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
I haven't got the cool enough spaces for it though.
No, my house is like 350 years old.
Yeah, you can't do psychedelic Japanese art in an old rectory.
But he hasn't got that. You can have the Amalfi Coast. Or you can have Vincent van Gogh. Or have you seen his nursery pictures for children's bedrooms?
No.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's got some really great stuff. Basically, he sells print.
This is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, really lovely stuff. Just amazing. He's doing £90,000, 90,000 whopperoonies a month selling artwork.
On-demand print, and it's all via Etsy, Amazon or eBay.
But none direct to the website?
Well, I think all of his PPC is pushing to the website, and obviously in that market you're trying to get as much of it off other platforms and get them direct, aren't you? But we will find that out.
Has he got any team members?
He has. He's got 9, so he's doing good turnover. But he's got a lot of
full-time people cutting up pictures.
Yeah,
he's designing some of it himself, and he's got.
Some of it is public domain. So apparently, after an artist dies, after 70 years, it becomes publicly available. It's the same as music, isn't it? Which is why Frank Sinatra's collection is become used a lot in adverts and stuff because you're allowed to use it. It's publicly available.
It's what Disney have got a big problem with Winnie the Pooh. Because Winnie the Pooh is about to come into his 70th year this year or next year. So Disney don't have the rights over Winnie the Pooh anymore.
And they can't extend it because they say, well, he's not dead.
No, but what they can do is they can change the look of him slightly, which you'll start to see now.
Okay.
And then that starts a 70-year process. But people can start using Winnie the Pooh in any which way, form they like.
Here's the thing. At your farm parks and stuff, and those sometimes you'll have like special days.
Yeah.
And you'll have like characters and all that stuff. And some of it will be, I think you've done some like Bluey days, and obviously you've got like licensed Bluey characters.
Yeah, how much do you think we pay for that?
Oh, $2,500?
$2,500 to $3,000 to have Bluey turn up for the day.
Is it really?
Bloke in a costume or a woman? No, I shouldn't say that. But Bluey turns up, who remarkably looks like a human being, but he is a cartoon in real life, isn't he?
Oh, of course he is.
But he
I
is Bluey.
flipping love that show. I absolutely love that show. So that's what, $2,500, $3,000 a day for a licensed character.
Yeah.
Wowee. So, like for example, with yourself, would you potentially now have because it would work quite nicely at Marsh Farm, wouldn't it? Like a Winnie the Pooh kind of vibe. Would you be doing that?
Yeah, which is really horrible for Disney because we would only get people because of what Disney have done
to
the Winnie the Pooh brand. But
I think
70 years is up.
I think
that's why you can use Cinderella, for example, because you think it's a Disney brand, but it's not, is it?
I suppose that's not.
No.
But would you do that? Would you, as it becomes unlicensed, would you have like a enchanted wood with Winnie the Pooh or something?
Disney have got very, very clever at this. If you notice, it's not called Rapunzel. What is the film called?
Tangled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she is called Rapunzel because it is the story of Rapunzel.
Yeah.
But they've turned it into Tangled, which does give them copyright protection.
Okay, clever. But then, if, for example, if you wanted to have a character, you couldn't have the Tangled princess there, but you could have Rapunzel, who looks remarkably like Tangled.
Yes, you could do that. Yeah, we don't do that, but you could do that. Yeah.
You could. Okay, fine. Right. For copyright purposes, James Sinclair has never had an offshoot character turn up who looks remarkably like the ice cold princesses.
Yeah, exactly. But you see what Disney have done. They've gone away from Sleeping Beauty. They've gone away from Cinderella. Yeah. They're creating their own things.
Yes.
Like they've created Maleficent, which is that story of Sleeping Beauty, retold but under their brands more.
So then that's obviously IP protectable rather than the 70-year
much thing. Easier, yeah. No, you don't own Rapunzel. That's a story that's 200 years old or whatever it is.
Interesting. So the guy that we've got on today, so he does a little bit of that public domain stuff.
For example, his example was Vincent van Gogh pictures. These
so you could literally have a Vincent van Gogh picture for £9.
Yeah.
Don't get the original. That's going to set you back about 90 mil.
Combined could buy that.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's way more than 90
You'd be
million,
touching it there, wouldn't you? You could have like you could have a crap Monet, I reckon. You've got enough dough for that, haven't you?
The sunflowers, that's Vincent van Gogh, isn't it?
Yeah, you ain't affording that one. That's a popular one.
How much do you reckon that's worth?
Oh, it's got to be like 200 million, something like that. Isn't that mad with art? Like, it's worth the whole thing is based on the perception that someone goes, that's really good art.
Yeah, and he had nothing. He was homeless when he was alive.
Yeah,
mad.
Literally,
very sad story. The Vincent van Gogh story.
It is a very sad story
because me and Nats went to Amsterdam for a little weekend away.
Bet you were really hoping for that. Let's spend a lot of time at Van Gogh museums.
We went round on a little canal boat thing round the city, and they'd done a little story about Vincent van Gogh.
Nice.
It's really sad.
Was he from Holland? There was he from Amsterdam? Is he Dutch?
I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah, because why would they talk about it?
Yeah,
because they were saying that he didn't have any money, and he had to keep on writing to his brother to send him some money to live, and then obviously died, and his.
So how does that happen? Why does somebody go like, that's worth nothing, then he's dead, and everyone goes, that is like incredible art?
At the end of the day, this isn't an artist podcast, is it?
No, luckily not, because we know nothing about it, clearly. What we do know, though, is artist businesses, sort of. So Anato is been going about 3 years. They're doing 90 grand a month, 9 team members. Here are their biggest challenges: creating a brand in an oversaturated market. So these guys are very cleverly, not only are they doing the Van Gogh sort of pictures, they're also building their own brand.
Because I know you read out the challenges as if I don't know, but I've got them here as well.
Yes.
The next one is my favourite.
Oh, of course it is. Second biggest challenge, VAT. A lot of our expenses aren't deductible. We had a 30k VAT bill last quarter.
But if you can read through more of this, is how do I not pay VAT? What tricks have you got? Well, you cannot pay it, but you go to prison.
Yeah.
That is my advice.
There you go. Just hide it away and just hope you don't find out. Third biggest challenge is hiring. I'm very lucky to have a team able to wear many hats, but I'm wanting to start the process of hiring specialists. Some tips to do this in a cost-effective way would be great. Where do you want to be in 1 year? We always ask this question. Do you know what this smart entrepreneur has done? Didn't even answer it. He's not even thinking in 1 year increments. He's not even thinking in 1 year increments. Yeah. He just left it blank. He's like, sod off, I'm not even thinking about that. What he is thinking about is, what does the business look like when it's finished? And he said, we will have a portfolio. He doesn't even say we would like to have. We will have, positively affirming it to the universe. I love this. We will have a portfolio that will be able to fit any style or space with a wide range of frames in colours and shapes and sizes. We also aim to expand into some other wall art ideas that will fit the brand. Oh my God, I'm glad we've done an optician's conversation today. I think I'm going to need to tap them up with some glasses. We also will have Anato art news arm of the business, keeping up with current art news and being trusted source of information from different artists. Eventually moving on to magazines and promote the Anato brand in with traditional marketing while also bringing value. Overall, we want to be the trusted art brand that offers a quality product to an affordable price point. Do you make them? Okay, interesting. Do you make the profit you want to? If so, what is it? Yes and no. We currently net about 10%, which is manageable given how much we're reinvesting into growth, but there's a lot of opportunity to the costs, which are growing in cost as we scale. What do you do day to day in the business? We also like to ask this of our entrepreneurs. And he says marketing, Facebook and Google. Finances, designing, arranging meetings with the team to keep on top of projects, stock logistics, packing room orders, customer service, pretty much everything. And then he's got a bunch of questions he'd like to ask you specifically around property, because he's got a good opportunity at the moment. I think
there's some good questions here. I think, well, let's get straight into it, JB. Let's bring Samuel onto the big show. Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business: raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that, because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Hey Samuel, how are you doing?
Hi guys, how are you?
We are very well, thank you, my friend. We've obviously given a summary of the business there. Do you want to give us a little 60-second sales pitch about it in case we butchered it or didn't add it, sort of missed out any details?
No, you're pretty spot on.
Cool. There you go then. That'll do. So it's print on demand, mainly through the website, but you also trade via Etsy, Amazon, and eBay.
James Burt is now going to do your 60-second elevator pitch for your business, Samuel.
Yeah.
Over to you, James Burt.
At Anato, what we really love to do is create. No, I can't do it. So it's print on demand. So how much of the business comes through your website direct, and how much do you have to give away to these third parties?
So it's probably about 60-70% on the website.
That's good.
About 20% on Amazon, and eBay and Etsy kind of trickle through.
Okay. Right, great stuff. So, and it is, so you're doing 90 grand.
We do send like referral links and discount codes to all our orders on the other platforms to bring them to the website as well.
I was going to ask, actually, how many of your customers buy from you more than once over a 5-year period?
So we've, over the 3 years on the website, the returning customers is about 15%.
I might log in while JB talks later and see what that is compared to us. Who is the website? Who is the
Shopify?
Yeah. Are you a Shopify fan?
I like Shopify. Yeah,
me too.
It's good. The only thing I don't like about Shopify right now is the timing of upgrading to Shopify Plus at that £2,000 a month mark.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
I was going to ask you about that actually, because there's that. You said there was a tool that you've got through Shopify Plus that you pay for as well, like an app.
Give me a bit more. Sorry.
I think it was like 30 grand or 40 grand for the year for it.
Oh no, that's our warehouse management software.
Right.
It's not.
So that's not
no, it's about 60,000-70,000 it was to implement it. That's all the barcode scannery things. But that's a one-off thing. It's not a continual thing.
Right. Okay.
But I think we have lots and lots of SKUs. I mean, you will need a warehouse management software system if you grow. You will.
Well, we print everything on demand.
We do a lot of print on demand as well in Party Pieces. We do banners, personalised balloons, personalised cakes. So that's all a lot of printing that we do every single day. We probably do £2,500 worth of personalised printing a day.
See, I don't like personalised stuff unless it can be really automated. And
it is pretty automated.
Yeah.
Yeah, the customer, if you go on, it's all, it's completely automated. We don't do any of, the customer does it all on our website. But this is a very different type of business to you, but we absolutely, as you scale up, you will need a warehouse management system. You just do, but it will, it will be important.
Yeah, just to keep track of the stock as it sells as well.
And there's other things, and there's one of the things as well that I would absolutely. How many items a day are you sending out?
Probably between like 60 and 80 a day.
And you could palletize that, could you?
What do you mean?
Could you put it on a pallet and shrink wrap it?
But they're individual orders.
Yeah. But you still could put it on.
Probably not enough for a pallet, to be honest. No,
but it doesn't need to be a full pallet. But there is something that we've discovered that Amazon have come into the marketplace and created their own DPD, if you like.
Right.
We've just quoted this up. I mean, for listeners, if you are sending stuff out in volume, this podcast could save you a considerable amount of money. Not that I'm a fan of giving Jeff Bezos and the Amazon shareholders any more money, but what they have just created is quite unbelievable. So we all know there's DPD, there's Yodel, there's all the big hitters. There's Royal Mail that will go and collect from like Party Pieces and like Anato, all of your goods each day. And you will pay around £7.50 for next day delivery. Is that about right for you, Samuel?
Yeah, but we send it tracked 48.
What is, sorry, one more time, tracked 48?
Tracked 48, and we do it for free as well. We have free shipping.
But you pay it, even though you're getting the free shipping, it's still costing you, isn't it? Yeah. But we had a couple of packages arrive in our office from Amazon, but we didn't order off of Amazon. Usually something like that would come through DPD. So we done some investigations, and Amazon have gone, hang on a sec. I mean, they are really a courier company, aren't they, Amazon? When you really think about it, they're a logistics company that sells stuff, not a sell stuff thing. What's made them so spectacularly great is their logistics. Well, they're taking on DPD, and their prices are around 40 to 60% cheaper than DPD. The only caveat is you have to palletize everything, put all your mixed stuff on one pallet so they can just fork it off onto one of their lorries and offer their lorries, and then they just put it through their own system.
Really?
So if I was the CEO of DPD or Yodel,
oh my God, you are quaking in your boots, aren't you?
Because Amazon have just come for you, and you'll all be hearing.
Have you switched over to that?
Pardon?
Have you switched over to that?
Yeah, we're about to. I mean, we can't not save half our money. So a package is like £4.80 compared to £7.50.
What a difference!
I mean, they are going to. There'll be Saturday deliveries. They're going to be, DPD will not be able to compete with them because they have so much stuff, more stuff that just. They're going to end up owning all their own aeroplanes. They're going to be doing their own air freight, and they're buying container ships to get stuff around the world. They are, but you can't. I mean, I can't just carry on paying an extra £3 a parcel, can I? I've got to use them, and they'll be good at
it. Could you touch on how you did your FBA fulfilled? Is that through DPD that the FBA fulfilled stuff?
Well, it won't be anymore. It'll be through Amazon because they're coming to collect from. It is through DPD. Yeah. I mean, we do a tiny amount on Amazon compared to what we used to, maybe £200-300 a day. It really isn't our focus. Saying that, we have employed someone full-time again in the Philippines, managed by our UK team to really just work on Amazon and redo all of our listings. We've got Prime status. We were doing £600-700 a day, and then we just didn't concentrate on it as we concentrate on other parts of our business, but we're looking at it again now. At the end,
it's crazy on Amazon. That's the things.
Well, I mean, I find it very difficult how people can make money on Amazon unless they're doing millions and millions of pounds worth of sales, and you're going for volume, and you're getting a slice of that volume, a tiny slice just for yourself. I find it so demoralising, and although I've just said many good things about their courier system, I think it's very difficult to make money selling on Amazon as an entrepreneur. And if they see you doing well,
or you need to have a product with really high gross margins,
or own a brand that someone wants to buy into the brand. Like they only want a Gillette razor, and it has to be a Gillette razor.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are selling stuff on there, and then Amazon go, "Oh yeah, that's really good.
And we'll do it ourselves.
We know where you're buying that from. Yeah, we'll just cut it out." And it's heartbreaking. And you don't own your customers, do you? Like so. Unfortunately, you go to the other behemoths, give Larry and Serge and Zuckerberg more money, but then you do own your customers' data, and you can go and market to them and hopefully make some money over the long term. One of the things you said as well, Samuel, you said, yes and no on the profit, we make 10%. I think you should be really happy with 10%. I don't think there's many businesses making 10% net profit.
I'm really pleased with it. I mean, the first 2 years were a struggle. The first 2 years were losses. And so this past year...
That's often the case.
Yeah.
How old are you, Samuel? You sound young.
I'm 28.
Well done, mate. So you started at 26. What did you do before that?
I worked with my dad for a while doing computer repairs.
Wow. And whereabouts in the country are you?
Tunbridge, Kent. So
Tunbridge Wells?
Tunbridge, so just underneath Tunbridge Wells.
All right, so
that's your new favourite place, isn't it? You like it?
Yeah, Tunbridge Wells. My God, that is a beautiful place, isn't it? But is Tunbridge nice as well?
It's not as nice as Tunbridge Wells, but it's all right.
Yeah, they got Royal in their name as well, haven't they?
Exactly.
They actually, as you drive in, it says Royal Tunbridge Wells.
That's it.
They let you know.
Yeah,
they do let you know.
Okay, right. So let's try and help here. So
challenge number 1 was creating a brand in an oversaturated market. What you got?
Well, it's a tough one. That there's companies like Printful where anyone can go on Etsy or set up a Shopify store, go on AI and make up 20-30 designs and start paying Zuckerberg. or, you know, Etsy, it's like another listing on Etsy that we're having to compete with. It's kind of an open-ended question. It's more of an opinion.
Do you know there's something though that I think, looking at JB's habits and my habits of discovering your website, I've never thought about this, buying from a place like you. And then now you've shown me, I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to buy some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge opportunity for you. If this was mine, I'd probably do influencer marketing and give some stuff away to influencers, but they have to mention it on their stories. I love this, blah, blah, blah. And you tell them exactly what they've got to do, and they put it up in their lounge. And then just say to them, if you're making any videos.
Have you done a lot of stuff like that for any of your brands?
Oh, absolutely. Like Marsh Farm, Lee Valley, we do loads of influencer marketing.
No, I see quite a lot of people, even friends of mine, that would take pictures of at Marsh Farms.
Yeah, I mean,
people.
But you should absolutely be doing that. You know, even, you know, go to podcasters like what me and JB are doing that are in the same studio and say, look, we love your podcast. We do all this Art Deco stuff. Can we, you know, or any of this stuff, can we just give you some stuff and you put it in your studio?
Oh, that'd be great.
It's completely free.
Yeah, there's
a
company called Displate, which are big on the big podcast as well.
Yeah, I mean, but you've got to spend 70 quid on print and but imagine even in them small podcasts, over a year, they might get 200,000 views and they're sitting podcasting in front of your stuff. Someone in the comments is going to go, I love your pictures. Where did you get them from? And the podcast is going to go, check out these guys. And you give them a little affiliate link and they keep on making money off of you by sending out the affiliate. I mean, I would absolutely heavy home on that. They're going to talk about you all the time. And these people, for a living, get paid to talk. That's what they do.
Yeah. No, it's something that's on the list. I mean, there's a lot of things on the list, but it's kind of
can I tell you what you will do, Samuel, though? You'll send out a load of stuff and it'll wind you up that you're not getting instant returns. Like you put some money into Google, you put some money into Facebook and you start getting instant returns. This won't give you instant returns, but it will get your best customers over a year. By the end of the year, I think this will win the day.
Yeah,
you won't get
the other thing I like about the influencer market is that we can take that content and say, like, we can post it on our page and make ourselves look more trendy and cool.
Yeah. The other thing with ads as well, you're generating awareness with ads. You're not generating brand, but brand is reputation. But with that kind of influencer play, you are actually building brand. And like say, if you go to, I would be looking at the sort of people who are your target market. So like a Jake Quickenden and his Mrs. Sophie Church, whatever her name is, like they combined, they've probably got 1.5 million people, and they do a lot of stuff at home. They do a lot of affiliates with like paid ads with like Sif and like cleaning companies and stuff. And I'd be looking at those sorts of influencers who are quite house proud and just give them the stuff, because I think you could get the same clout that a lot of those big brands having to pay loads for. I reckon they would. I know Jake Quicker did get stuff sent to him all the time and he always shouts out about it. So there's a reason why people and companies are doing
absolutely.
that.
I mean, you said it costs you 100 quid in print and they shout it out and they get you, oh God, it's just, and then also interior designers that have got followings of, you think 5 to 50,000, and they're talking about interior design and they're talking in front of your photos regularly or your artwork regularly. Restaurant designers, reach out to them, say, look, well, this is what we do. You want to have someone on the phones. Like if you're prepared to put 10 grand a month into Facebook ads, you want to have a business development person on the phone, reaching out to influencers, reaching out into restaurant interior designers, all
independent hoteliers and stuff. Imagine some of the artwork in hotels.
The other and also that person on the phone also go to all the garden centres and do sale return for a few big garden centres. There's some big ones in Tunbridge Wells. You say, look, we're going to give you £1,000 worth of stock. You don't have to pay for it. We're going to set up an area. Just see if you sell it. If you don't sell it after 3 months, we come and get it all back from you, and then you pay for it. A lot of garden centres will say yes to that because the risk is completely removed.
It's a good idea. Great
some of these, can I just say, some of these garden centres, they get unbelievable footfall. I mean, horrific amounts of footfall. You know, they're going to have On a quiet day, 2,000 people go in. On a busy day, 12,000 people go in. Massive busyness.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's kind of like a lot of wins rolled into one with influencer marketing, because you've got your own content, you've got someone else pushing your product, and then even the possibility of turning that video into an ad. And if that ad then brings like a 3 or a 4 ROAS, it's like that's the best investment you could make.
Yeah. Well, I think influencer marketing will get you much more than a 3 or 4 ROAS. That's what you're getting with PPC if you're doing it really well. But you get, say, I mean, it wouldn't work in here, but say that I was doing this podcast, which comes out twice a week, and we've got all your artwork behind us, and this gets 100,000 views or watches a month. I mean, you're going to get sales from that every single month. I mean, obviously there's no wall here, so it wouldn't work, but just that stuff, and it just keeps on going, because someone's podcast will be watched in 5 years' time. And it'll still be working for you. That's why I do all this content. Everyone says to me, James, how do you have the time to do all these videos and make all these podcasts? And go, I'm making this, it'll still work for me in 10 years' time. Have that image cheese sandwich.
It's a long-term play. And that's it. I do look very much at what's the business going to look like in 10 years. That's kind of... But
the garden centres as well, I mean, because everyone thinks they're old fuddies, but they're not. Young people go there on dates. Chuds is who makes all my videos. His girlfriend's 27. She loves a trip to a garden centre. It's her favourite day out. My wife, 39 years old, loves a trip to a garden centre. And her mum, who's 65, loves a trip to a garden centre. But
they've all got nice cafes as well, don't they?
Absolutely, so people that go to garden centres.
They become like locations now, haven't they?
They've got a bit of money.
Have you got a garden centre?
I'd like to. Yeah, we're looking at a few
on the list.
Yeah, we're looking at a few. I mean, they're leisure destination venues. And here's the good thing about garden centres: people are going there with intent to spend. It's a bit like stand-up comedy. People are driving to see their stand-up comedian. They know they're going to laugh that night. They're going there in a good mood, intent to be happy. Like people go and see their favourite Taylor Swift or Beyonce, they're going there to dance, they're dressing up, they're going with intent to be happy. When people go into garden centres, you're not getting in the car and going on that 10-15 minute drive just for a smooch around. You're going to spend some money.
You're warmed up.
So that was challenge 1, brand. Challenge 2, VAT. A lot of our expenses aren't deductible.
Yeah, I'm sure you hear it all the time, James, and I know you complain about tax.
There are some things that you can do. The only legal thing that I would consider is if you sell books of artwork, because books don't have VAT.
Okay.
So someone buys a book and gets a print for free with it, and the book is the greater value, then that is VAT free.
That's interesting.
Does the book have to be greater value?
Yeah, because you're not meant to be cheating the system.
I know you shouldn't cheat the system, but
you don't cheat the system.
How expensive is it to produce books?
What a bloody...
How long's a piece of string? You print them, you tell us.
Yeah.
£9 according to the website.
But if you sell a book for £1,000 and it genuinely could be, a law book that lots of hours have got into, and there are books that sell for that, there's no VAT on it. So when you go to a theme park and you buy a photo, it comes in a book with a heavier outer cover and then smaller covers in the middle. The reason they're doing that is they don't have to pay VAT on that photo sale.
Wow, is that right?
Okay.
I do it.
Well, so that thing that we got at Marsh Farm, that's classed as a book.
A poster in a like little booklet, does that make it a booklet?
Yeah, you're going to have to go and, because we don't give tax advice, you're going to have to go and seek independent advice from a VAT specialist. But I think you should be, what you could be doing is every Vincent van Gogh print that you sell could have a Vincent van Gogh book with it about the history of Vincent van Gogh. And you're buying a print to go with the book. That stuff would work.
Some good tax advice, that.
It's not tax advice.
You said
my advice is to go and get independent tax advice. I'm just telling you things that other people have done in the past. But I mean, look,
and that's more like consultant work, right? I mean,
Yeah, you go to a specialist VAT accountant, not a broad church accountant.
Right.
Because a broad church accountant would just go, yes,
pay that.
Yeah, whatever.
Have you got a number for me, James?
If you email him, we can recommend some people to you.
That would be great. Yeah, thank you.
Organised.
Third biggest challenge then, what's got around the VAT issue, is hiring. Lucky to have a good team, but wanting to hire specialists. What say you, Jimbo Sinclair? Tips for hiring specialists in a cost-effective way.
For example,
just for context, right now it's like we're looking, because we do have such a high spend, and like we've had agencies in the past that we just didn't get on with too well, and we just finally decided for basically Facebook, Google.
Yeah, I mean, the amount that you'll be spending, you should be doing that in-house, so then have an agency audit what you're doing to make sure your in-house team are on it.
Right.
That's my view.
Do you not have like a marketing team in-house?
Yeah, I've got 9 people that work for me full-time on marketing, but we sometimes get an agency just to have a look at what we're doing. Usually they can't do anything more than we're doing.
And so do you have people there that are like specifically for Facebook and then specifically for Google?
Yeah, checking over. I mean, at the end of the day, I think if this was my business, like Party Pieces, yes, I would be doing all of the PPC. I'd be doing all of that good stuff. But, like what we spoke about, you do need to do some brand building. I just want to double check as well. On the back of all your prints is your number and contact details on the back. This has been bought from MTCO or whatever.
No.
I mean, that is an absolute stupid, foolish thing to do, because people go,
you got me there. God, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, people will see that on the wall and they go, I can't remember where I bought that from. And then they're going to pick it up and they're going to turn it around and they won't have a bloody clue. So that needs to happen this afternoon.
Yeah. No, good shout.
Because people will forget, because they're not buying from you 4 times a year. They go, oh, they're really good. And then they're going to go on Google. Like, you've just got to make sure you're doing that.
Whoever's number one.
And I would say, in terms of the hiring process, we've hired for a few roles in sort of creative industries recently. I just found a much better quality of person through LinkedIn. LinkedIn, as opposed to the other jobs boards, just seem to be much better. I think for the sort of thing that you're looking for, I would look for someone who's got agency experience, because I think working in a variety of sectors would be quite useful. And I think really, obviously, you're in a place where further down the line, yes, you want someone for Meta and you want someone for Google in terms of sort of direct skill set, but to start with, you'll probably have to have someone who is a bit of a jack of both of those trades.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, how much are you paying your top marketing guy, if you don't mind?
I'm not going to share that, because there's 9 people that work in my marketing team, and they might.
True. And they're all so rich that they don't get jacked.
They'll know who that is. But it's not about that. I think you're asking the wrong questions. How do you get more sales? Is you definitely got to do brand building stuff for this. This is easy as well. Making content around this stuff on Instagram and Pinterest and that sort of stuff, that needs to be full time. We all get stuck on the drug of Google PPC because it gives us instant cash flow.
Yeah,
we see it working on a daily basis, but the long-term stuff, if you think about what I do here on this business that makes all this stuff is called JSC, James Sinclair Enterprises, and this business does no AdWords spending at all. It is just all content marketing. I might have got that wrong. Maybe we do need to spend some ads. But all of our sales for Entrepreneurs University and people that come to my seminars is all organic. But it's taken a lot of effort to make that. But once you've got it, it will outweigh any ROAS you can get on paid for ads.
Yeah,
but you should be doing both.
Yeah, again, it's small team. It's on the list, and it'll definitely become a priority. Just pushing that along.
Yeah, that's how you make really good money.
Yeah, and it's something that you're right. It is easy. What do you want? You want that? Cool. We'll start to you tomorrow, and this is what we want.
Yeah, good. Please do not forget to put the stuff on the back of the photos or the images, like in the bottom right hand corner. I'm
going to see about maybe just making a sticker.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly it.
Yeah, sticker or stamp. Just get them on.
Yeah, nice and classy. Okay. Let's do questions, because I think
because there's some interesting stuff around property. So you had a few questions around mortgage. Currently saving for a warehouse. Any tips? Tell us your situation, though, because your situation property-wise in the business is quite unique, isn't it?
Yeah, so I actually started off in my room. I then built a summer house in my back garden.
Classic entrepreneur.
Yeah, and then I built another one. I built a 10 by 6 meter kind of 2 summer house conjoined. Sadly, the week I finished it, the council got wind and started an investigation, so I had to move.
Yeah, I had that when I was like 18, 19. Yeah, the next door neighbours went, I think he's running a business from it. And admittedly, I had a big events hire business then, and it was like Eddie Stobart on my front drive. I mean,
there was about 5 cars outside on the drive every day, and it's an old neighbourhood as well. So it's people I don't think.
I had a knock on the door, opened the door. Hello, I'm from the council. Are you running a business from home? And there was like 6 of my branded vans out the front, and I went, yeah, I am. I said, but here's the good news. And I knew I would just about got away with it. I said, we're moving to a warehouse in the next 4 weeks. And we was. And they went, is that actually going to happen? I went, yeah. And I did. And then that was the end of it. But yeah, I got away with it for a few years.
Lucky. I mean, I just got a letter through. And it was gut wrenching because I'd literally just moved. It was, big 2 shelves, one for the office, and one for the actual packing. So it was like 2 sides of it, and then one for storage. And literally the week of finishing, spending all this money getting it done, I just read this letter to say, yeah, you got to go. So but luckily my dad had a shop on Tunbridge High Street, doing the computer repairs, which I used to do. So basically me and my dad just swapped. So he took the shed and we moved into the shop.
So you evicted your own father out of this?
Yeah.
Well, he's probably happy for you though, wasn't he? Did it help you having the shop? Have you had sales from the shop?
No, not really. It's like it's still a computer shop. So we take the PCs in for my dad to repair. So no footfall really. It's like at the end of the high street. Yeah. So.
Okay, right. Let's do the question. So
what's your you're looking at mortgages, aren't you?
Yeah. So in terms of the mortgage, it's like I don't really pay a lot of rent to my dad. He's very kind. I'm very lucky. He said, just keep pushing. And the idea behind that is that I'm just able to save all the money that I can. And so I can probably stay within this space for maybe another year or 2. And I'm just thinking in that time while I'm here, just saving, obviously reinvesting in where I have to keep the business growing. But if I can save this lump of money, is it worth cashing a property? Is the idea of paying upfront for a property kind of crazy, or should I try and go down the mortgage route?
Sorry. Well, I think it's going to take you 8. I mean, it's like £500,000 to buy a little warehouse, is it? For you?
Yeah, that's what I want to save. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going to take you ages to get there, and it's an appreciating asset. If you can get 50 to 100,000 together, I would try and buy one and get a bank to support you. But a bank is going to support you if you can do a number of years of good accounts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've only got 1 year of profitable books, and even
you'll
then,
get there in 2 years. Yeah, it won't take long.
Okay, so I guess it just times up. It might just time up quite nicely with once we outgrow that space.
Yeah, but I mean, having a good aspiration of owning a warehouse where you are, if you can find one, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm really eager to own the freehold and everything, and obviously you're in the south of England as well. You kind of know it's the most expensive place to buy anything.
Yeah.
I want to keep it local.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good.
There's another question here. Cautions. Given all the context of my business, what are some of the bigger issues you see me encountering in the future?
I don't like the model. I like the business, but I don't like the model. If you can improve the model, I think you're probably making good margins. It's costing you a few quid and you're selling it for many more pounds. I don't like that people only buy from you once or twice. You're only getting a 15% return rate. But I think that is what this business is. And the next thing you do in business, and I'm sure you will do many things, make sure you choose businesses where people need to come back to you quicker.
Right.
Because they'll forget you because they bought the things, and then 3 years' time they might move and go, oh, I remember that now. What were they? It's not regular enough, you know. Like people know it's called the Co-op, they know it's called Sainsbury's, they know it's called Tesco's. You know, does that make sense? So
it's it's tough with home decor, right? Because
it is. Yeah,
people only move into like their house once or do up an office once.
Like I said, I like the business. I like your margins. I can see, you scale up, you make good margins. I'm not saying it's terrible, but I'm just saying, what makes life much easier is having models where people buy from you again and again and again and again.
So we are like making a big B2B push at the website.
That's much better. That's why I'm talking about these garden centres, because if you could get 20 garden centres that buy from you regularly, that's a much better model.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
we've got quite a weird range of B2B customers, obviously, because we've got like independent galleries which will buy the prints and frame them up themselves, but we also have B2B customers that like do up offices as well, and they'll do really big juicy orders. So it's, I see what you mean, but it's getting those people that are going to be doing those big orders frequently.
So that's when you look at your business, how you always improve in the model. Having that big B2B arm improves the model, turns it into a much better business.
Yeah.
Do you know who I like for this is like developers and people, especially people who are doing that like whole build to rent. That build to rent thing seems to be super popular at the moment. So they're holding it and becoming sort of like industrial sized landlords. Imagine all of the artworks throughout the flats and the actual common spaces and stuff. That'd be lovely for them. Right, final question then that I can see on this list is, what would you look to push as my priority or a priority in my business?
I think that I would probably start with the garden centres because that's going to give me instant cash flow.
Would you just walk in there or just get the number of the... How do you get the boss's
all of
number?
it. Walk in there. Phone them, email them, text them.
Letter,
yeah.
Send them a print in the post. How good would that be? How much does it actually cost you to do a print? A couple of quid? I'd be well worth doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would also go to all the garden centre exhibitions. There's loads where garden centres go to find suppliers.
Good chat. Yeah.
Exhibitions would be good for you. Do the ideal, the Daily Home Show, Daily Mail Home Show, whatever.
You can make a killing on the stand with these, couldn't you? Yeah. Absolute killing, and take web orders at the same time.
All them Christmas gifting fairs, go along to them.
Oh yeah.
You should be doing exhibitions.
Yeah, we've kind of been stuck in our own little shell, kind of tucked away, doing things in the shadows, and now I think it's time to just come out and...
I think what you need to remember, Sammy, is think about your dad when he would have started his business in the 70s and 80s and the 90s. He didn't have the internet. What would he have done to get customers?
Yeah.
And not enough people are thinking like that. So carry on with the internet stuff. Carry on doing the PPC. Carry on getting all that stuff. But do some of the old-fashioned stuff as well, and you'll see the compounding effect.
Yeah. Definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you for being on, Samuel. Where can people go and see these beautiful pieces of art that they could stick in their homes and their offices and their galleries and all that kind of stuff? Because it's really, really nice what you've done, mate.
Thank you. It's animato.uk.
So ANIMATO, animato.uk, and you can find all of these lovely things. Yeah, do go, gang, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, go and have a look. It's really beautifully branded, very, very well executed. You've done very, very well.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot for the advice as well. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for being on the pod, Samuel. Cheers,
Samuel.
mate. All the best.
Take care. Bye.
Wow.
Good things there.
He's a great young entrepreneur, isn't he?
Let's rate
him right.
See if he's a great.
Let's find out, is he great, as we do the rate. I'm just waiting for this thing to buffer. It's not buffering, that's fine. No, okay, that's not going to happen. Right, so we'll kick Samuel out of the recording room now. Thanks, Samuel, bye. He's gone. Right, so now we can talk about him. We can talk about him behind his back.
So we're going to do the 8 traits of the great.
Still there. So we're saying nice things about him, by the way.
We do 8 traits great entrepreneurs. Anyone that's a regular listener, we grade our entrepreneurs on the 8 traits that we think makes a great entrepreneur.
What are the 8 traits? Tell us, Jimbo Sinclair.
Starter in the end in mind.
Nice.
Passionate about their cause.
Yes.
Untold amounts of resilience. They master relationships with people. Commercial awareness. They innovate so they don't evaporate. They're master marketeers. They stay teachable and curious.
I think he's going to do well in this.
Let's see.
Okay.
Starting with the end in mind.
Oh,
you're not sure now, are you?
ish.
I don't think so.
Ish. Do you not reckon?
I think he's going to become incredibly good in 5 years' time with a few more years under his belt. He has definitely got, I think, that entrepreneurial magic. He's just not had enough time in the game. I'm not going to give that.
Blimey. I didn't see it coming, guys.
Passionate about
He's giving it for less. He's giving it for less.
I do think he's passionate about his cause. Untold amounts of resilient. Don't think he's been tested yet. I mean,
yeah, the council. He's built stuff in his garden. He's put 2 summer houses, and then the council come knocking.
But then his dad said, "Do you want my shop instead?" And he
went,
I've got a building here with air conditioning and lights and electric. No, I'm not giving him that.
Bloody hell! Some
master relationships with people. I think he's good at that. Yeah, we give him that. Commercial awareness. He definitely understands some stuff. He understands about PPC, profit.
Then he said, "Shall I cash buy a property?" So I think he can have a half maximum for that kind of.
Okay. They innovate so they don't evaporate.
Yeah, I'd say he's doing that. Be interesting to see what he does with the B2B stuff, because again, a lot of this sort of certain generation who've grown up with the internet. Me and you are a bit like we're on the cusp. We remember before internet and after internet, but
I think we give him half for that.
Okay, fine.
Master marketeers.
Oh, I think he's very him or someone in his team.
He's not doing any of the content branding stuff, is he?
He's doing 90 grand a month, Jimbo Sinclair. Give the guy a break. Give him at least a little half.
Okay, we give him half.
Go on, give him half.
I really believe content marketing for him.
Yeah, amazing.
Influencer marketing.
Yeah.
Especially influencer marketing. Stay teachable and curious. We'll give him a whole 1 for that. Yeah.
Go on then.
So we've got 1.
Count it up.
1, 2, 3, 4.5.
4.5.
But I am going to caveat this. I think in 5 years' time he'll
be an
score really high.
Yes.
Really high.
Will you see this?
It is just a little. I mean, he's 24 months into his foray into entrepreneurship. Yeah. Impressive as he is. I don't want to give him too much now because I want him to listen back to this and go, yeah, actually, I need to get better at marketing. Yeah. And I really need to have a clear end in mind. Yeah, he's not 75, is he?
No, that's true.
He's 28. He needs to get out there, do them 1%, 10% improvements, and he will go very, very far.
I feel he'll do very well. What a great conversation again today.
It was, yes.
We've got some right to variety that has been on the podcast already, and it's still coming up. If you are enjoying the variety of businesses, if you are somebody who is getting a lot of value from the conversation, we ask you just one thing: just pass the pod on. Pass the pod on to somebody else. Just one. Don't spam it everywhere. Just one person. One person who needs to hear that conversation. Maybe you've got a mate who works in print. I mean, it's niche, isn't it? Yeah. But if they need to hear that conversation with Anato from today, pass the pod.
Yeah, that was a very good conversation. If you are loving this conversation and you're loving this podcast, please rate, review, rate, review, and do all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel.
When is the next thing they could come and see your beautiful face at? Because I think you are brilliant at what you do.
Yeah, well. Business Masterclass is coming to London. It's the big show.
Live in London. It's very good.
2 days in London. If you want to grow your business, come along to Business Masterclass. Tickets are a few £100. We're doing buying companies. We're doing property investment. We're doing getting customers. We're doing getting your business ready for sale, raising finance, and everything in between.
There's so many comments that we see on the podcast and in YouTube, and people are like, oh my God, James Sinclair is so clever. I know all this stuff. Imagine getting that. Imagine getting that in your face for 2 whole days. And I think it's really important you come out of your environment, work on the business, just in the business, in London, around 200 to 300 other entrepreneurs.
And there's a couple of guest keynote speakers.
Daniel Priestley and
the most attractive man I know.
Yes.
James Burt.
I mean, guys.
What are you going to be talking about? Because he's a successful podcast agency owner, helps people with podcasts, and you're going to tell everyone about the power of podcasting.
I am going to tell everyone about the power of podcasting, yeah. But don't do it for me, guys. Do it for Jimbo Sinclair. I mean, that is a real way to undersell it, isn't it?
No.
James Sinclair, Daniel Priestley,
if you want to come
and me
see us
talking about podcasting.
the 2 husbands live in London. It's at the ILEC. Tickets a few £100. You can get them on my website, jamessinclair.net, and also there's a link in the video description. We'd love to help grow your business. See you there. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.